It's your man Nice back with another video. People will try anything to break your spirit. And it's not just people. It's people, places, and things are almost programmed to try to break your spirit. And the reason why I was inspired to give this message, because somebody said something to me like, well, you know you're gonna have to do this, right? And I'm like, my exact words was like, yeah, and I don't have a problem with doing that. There's nothing that you can do to me that will break my spirit. And it's like, the only reason why I said it, because the energy I got behind that was like, motherfucker, you gotta do this. So it was just a weird energy behind it. Like, so I just had to say that. Like, there's nothing that you could do that's gonna break my spirit. So I'ma do what seems to you that, oh, I don't want to do, or if I do, it's gonna fuck up my day or fuck up my world. So I said, there's nothing that you can do to me that's gonna break my spirit. There's nothing that you can say to me that's gonna break my spirit. So what we gotta do is build ourselves up to that, but gracefully. And I don't mean, going all crazy. Like, I probably responded like that, but that was just letting that person know, like, yo, I don't have a problem with that. And the only reason why I responded like that, because how the message was conveyed. So they know in the future that, their attempts to break my spirit will fall short. And I'll prove that shit every time. Or, it will be obvious every time. So this is the reason why I got this message that, this is why you need to have a strong spirit, because I don't think that people are walking around saying like, yo, I'm about to break this dude's spirit or break this woman's spirit. I just think that they're in the spirit of it, They're not saying that to themselves, but they're thinking of ways to break you down. And if you're weak, you can fall under their will. Or it could just be for the amusement of that person. Like, I just caused that person's pain, or, that person's weak. They gotta do what I say, or, they need me type shit. They need me to live on because they can't handle all these situations without me or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta build a strong spirit. And that means, in a sense, is you gotta learn how to control your desires. You gotta learn how to control your wants. Because your wants and your desires is the things that's putting you, that's breaking you down, like, in a sense. Because somebody can hold something that you want over your head, and now they got power over you. So what you do to combat that is, everything outside of you, you don't hold it to that to an importance where it would be that you will be suffering. Just anything outside of you, you don't need it. You have to come under that mentality that I don't need it. I got me, and I can sit with nothing and still be good. And I always gotta go by and say this after I say this, because I'm gonna say this millions of times, because this is really the key to happiness. Want nothing, but don't I'm not saying don't get nothing, just don't want nothing. Get everything that you need and everything that you want. But that wanting is what's going to bring you under stress and what's going to bring you in pain. So you can get everything you need, but if you don't get it, it's okay. And once you realize what I'm saying consciously, then you will understand that you're going to have to go through most of the pains. And that anything that somebody says to you or hold over you, you will feel that they are powerless. They don't have power over you because all they're doing is using the power of your desire towards their means of controlling you. So they have no power. Desire has power. Your desire has power. And if they can see what your desire is, they will use it against you. So that's why I say, want nothing, but get everything that you want. I'm not saying be a bum or don't have nice things. It's just have nice things, but those things are not important. It's not that important. You know what I mean? And when you get these things, you don't have to get overly excited about it, because it's really nothing at the end of the day. Because you are everything. That something that you want wouldn't exist if you weren't here. But you will exist if that something that you want didn't exist. You know what I mean? So all these things that we have is because we were here first. A car would not exist if we did not create it. Jewelry would not exist if we did not create or melt down the precious metals into things that we can wear. You know what I'm trying to say? So you are more important than all of these items that you feel like you want and you need. And you always exalt yourself over everything. Stop putting money over who you are or what you are. You know? Stop putting cars, nice things. Stop putting sex over what you are and who you are. You're way more valuable than these things that cost money for. Money is not real. It's just a currency exchange. It's just a vibration. This is what we use to exchange for the things that we want and what we need. But you are more valuable. You got to get into that mindset. And when you don't have these things that are so-called valuable, you just have to remember that you are the value. You know what I mean? So I don't wear these clothes or these jewelry. These jewelries and these clothes are wearing me. You know what I mean? So back to what I was saying, don't let nobody break your spirit down through their through means of trying to put you under their will. You have to make your will strong. You have to have strong will in this world. You have to be conscious in this world. Because if you're not thinking for yourself, it can only mean that somebody else is thinking for you. You're in a deep sleep right now. I wanna wake you up. You there? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up from your deep sleep, man. And be conscious, man. And conscious at every moment of your life. You have to keep a watchful eye from where your mind goes. Because if you, that second that you are not conscious in the moment, I mean thinking about your intentions, thinking about your actions, you fall into the sleep. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not thinking about what you're doing at the moment, then you're gonna go on some type of autopilot. And that autopilot is the sleep. So at every waking moment, be awake. So you're not making bad decisions. And that you're gonna let someone else think for you or try to break your spirit down. And your will is strong, your spirit is strong. And you do this with grace. When I'm saying this, people will try to break your spirit. I'm not trying to say this so you can hate people. It's just people do these things. And if you fall under that category of a weak spirit, then it's really your fault. It's your fault. Because you're under the deep sleep. You could do anything in this world. It's just you gotta be conscious that you can do it. So don't let nobody break your spirit. Build your spirit up. Nobody can't take you down unless you let them take you down. Don't believe any stories of someone saying you can't do something or this will happen. Is only because they don't want you to do it. And if you do it, it probably makes them feel some type of way, or make them feel like you don't need them anymore, or something like that. So people will create these things and put it in your mind, so you can have these fears. Because if you don't have no fears, then nothing can hold you. So watch the people who project fears into your mind. They're probably only doing it for their selfish motives. And what they're doing is trying to break down your spirit so they can keep you near, or whatever their motive is. I don't know what people's motives are anymore. You know what I mean? But stay awake every waking moment. Because I'm going to say this again. If you're not thinking for yourself, then somebody else is thinking for you. You gave somebody else the job that your brain has to do itself. That you have to do for your brain. You just say, oh look, hey Jim, think for me. And that Jimmy is thinking for you. Every day and all day. Alright, one.